Despite James's love for country music, his dream of building a honky-tonk had only begun to sprout by the time he turned 21. Within a short time, James developed a fondness for local honky-tonks and created his own definition. A honky-tonk is a place where you're feeling good, you're honking your horn, cutting up, usually with your best girl or your wife. It's a place where you have a lot of beer and whiskey, you have a country music band, and you get out and dance and just have fun. You might get half-loaded drinking beer or alcohol. You get to honk and talk, and pretty soon you're honky-tonkin'. One of James's favorite haunts had been his father's as well, Moosehead Tavern. Its fame grew, less for a fascination about the actual moose head that hung on the wall inside the bar than for its large dance hall. On Saturday nights, patrons could count on a fight. As the evenings grew long and the serious drinking began, James learned to keep away from trouble or from anyone who threw a bottle or a punch. If a fight did happen, it was kind of like on cue. Everybody just kind of stood up. If you weren't in the fight, you just kind of put your back against the wall and let 'em get after it, James says. On a Saturday night, you could always kind of count on a fight at the Moosehead Tavern. Now and then, James drove to Pflugerville, just north of Austin, to Dessau Dance Hall to carouse. First built in 1857, the old Dessau featured a huge tree that grew out of the center of its sitting area beside the dance floor. People rested beside the tree or hung things on its limbs, but they also enjoyed the tree as a favorite spot to take pictures. Inside the Dessau, red velvet curtains draped its stage, and a giant crystal chandelier hung from its rafters. When the place burned down in the late 1940s, fire took the tree along with the old Dessau stage. A second Dessau burned in 1967. A third version, built in 1969, still stands. The current Dessau no longer has a tree in its center, but with a capacity for 1,500, it still provides the largest dance floor in the Austin area for private events. James also frequented Johnny's Place, a bar once located at South First and Barton Springs Road. He often sat at one of its unique round tables that featured a lazy Susan in its center that rose about 3 inches. Regularly, he and as many as 12 patrons sat at the round tables and took turns buying rounds of beer, Grand Prize, Falstaff, and Jack's, until the bar closed. They never let more than 12 people sit at the table because the number 13 is unlucky, James says. He recalled the exact design of the tables years later when he and his stepfather created furniture for the Broken Spoke, but their smaller tables sit only 8 to 9 people. In the summer of 1958, Bruce Sr. found his son a job in the plastic tooling department of the same airplane manufacturing plant where he had started his career in San Diego. James's job involved assembling parts for booster rocket missiles, including the Atlas, one of the first intercontinental ballistic missiles designed by the Convair division of General Dynamics. James took pride in his work there, which later launched the Project Mercury missions, the first U.S. manned space program. He worked on Atlas missiles likely used to launch Friendship 7, maneuvered by the famous astronaut John Glenn. They were the same style of missiles that made the first successful Earth orbits and later launched the first satellites into space. After returning home to Austin one night, James drove his nearly new 1959 hardtop black and white Chevy onto the dirt parking lot of a dimly lit 30 by 50-foot wooden shingled building across a deserted stretch of rural road. A neon sign glowed like a beacon in the dark along that long, lonely stretch of US 290 in Oak Hill, drawing James and other travelers inside searching for good times. Inside the Sportsman Inn during the day, the jukebox played the top hits of country music. Those melodies would become familiar classics that resonated with James for years to come. One song in particular, Wolverton Mountain, sung by Claude King, soon stirred feelings of homesickness. On Saturday nights, a cover charge at the door of the Sportsman's paid for a band. Any sportsman's band often consisted of a 6 or 7-piece ensemble, a piano player, an acoustic guitarist, an upright bass player, a fiddler, a steel guitarist, and a drummer, as well as a lead singer.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.